A photograph slides out of the camera. It is blank, a pale, empty square. You wave it or you don't. It does not matter. In the quiet of that white frame, something is already happening. Acid is spreading, dyes are climbing, a picture is building itself, layer by layer, with no darkroom and no trip to a lab. Let's open one frame of instant film and watch it develop. One sheet of instant film looks thin. It is not simple. It is a stack, many layers pressed into a square about the width of a fingernail. Near the front sit the layers that will hold the final image. Behind them sit the light-sensitive layers, and tucked along one edge is a small pod, fat with chemicals. Think of it as a tiny darkroom, sealed and folded flat, waiting for one push of a button. You press the button. A shutter blinks open for a fraction of a second. Light from the scene pours through the lens and lands on the film at the back of the camera. For that instant, the layers are no longer in the dark. Bright parts of the scene send a flood of light. Dark parts send almost none. The film does not see a picture yet. It only records point by point where light fell and where it did not. The light-sensitive layers are packed with tiny crystals of silver salts. Each crystal is a small switch. When light hits it, the crystal changes, just a little, a hidden mark that no eye can see. Bright spots flip many crystals, shadows flip very few, so the film now holds an invisible map of the scene, written in changed and unchanged grains. Photographers call this the latent image. It is real, but it is still locked inside. Color needs more than one layer. Instant film stacks 3. The top layer reacts to blue light, the middle layer reacts to green, the bottom layer reacts to red. Every other color is a blend of these 3. A yellow flower flips the blue sensing and green sensing layers together. A patch of clear sky flips mostly the blue. 3 simple recordings, stacked in order, are enough to rebuild almost any color you pointed the camera at. Now the film has to leave the camera. A small motor grabs the sheet and pushes it toward a slot. On the way out, it must squeeze between 2 metal rollers, pressed tightly together. This is the moment everything turns on. The rollers are not there just to move the film along. They are there to crush something, that little pod of chemicals waiting at the edge of the frame. Picture a tube of paint about to burst. The rollers reach the pod and break it open. Inside is a thick, sticky goo, the reagent. As the rollers keep turning, they drag that goo forward, spreading it in a thin, even sheet across the whole frame. No hand could spread it this evenly. The rollers do it in one smooth pass. In a heartbeat, every layer of the film is soaked in the same chemical bath. The darkroom has just been switched on. But the film is now outside, in the light. Raw daylight would ruin it. So the reagent carries a clever trick, a dark dye called an opacifier. As the goo spreads, it forms a black, opaque layer right over the light-sensitive crystals. It is a portable darkroom, painted on in liquid form. Underneath that shield, the chemistry can work in total darkness, even while the photo sits in bright sunlight in your open hand. Under the shield, the reagent gets to work. It carries a developer, a chemical that seeks out the silver crystals that light had flipped. Where the scene was bright, many crystals were flipped, and the developer reacts hard. Where the scene was dark, few were flipped, and little happens. So the invisible latent image becomes an active one. The film is now sorting itself, point by point, into bright and dark, color by color. Here is the elegant part. Locked in each color layer are dye molecules, yellow, magenta, and cyan. Where the developer is busy with exposed crystals, it traps the dyes and holds them down. Where little developing happens, the dyes are set free. The freed dyes drift upward through the layers, climbing toward the image layer near the surface. So color does not appear by magic. It travels. Each dye rises only where the scene told it to. While the dyes climb, the black shield has one more job and a deadline. The opacifier is built to fade. Slowly, its chemistry turns clear, becoming see-through from the front. The timing matters. By the time the shield clears, the dyes have arrived and the image is set, safe from the light that would have wrecked it minutes earlier. The window you stared at, blank for so long is finally allowed to show what is underneath. And so it appears. First a ghost, then shapes, then color, settling into faces and sky and light. What you are watching is not the photo simply drying. You are watching chemistry finish a race, dyes reaching their layers, the shield clearing on cue, the picture locking into place. No lab, no darkroom door. The whole process ran inside a square smaller than a coaster in about the time it took to say hello. Let's trace the whole chain. You press the button and the shutter lets light through the lens. Light flips silver crystals in 3 color layers, hiding a latent image. The motor pushes the film through the rollers. The rollers burst the pod and spread the reagent. An opacifier shields it from daylight. A developer reacts where light fell. Dyes are freed and climb to the surface. The shield clears and the picture appears. A darkroom folded into one square. An instant photo is a small machine that takes itself apart to work. One pod, crushed once. One sheet of reagent, spread once. One picture, built once and never repeated. So the next time a blank square slides out and slowly blooms into color, you will know the quiet race already running inside it. Thanks for watching The Cutaway. Stay curious, and we will slice open something new.